환영합니다. Welcome to K-Culture Dive, where we dive deeper into the heart of Korean culture with K-entertainment issues, AI culture news, and today our weekly K-sports segment. And I'm your host, Kwon So-wa. Let's dive in. And joining us this Tuesday is my co-host Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa, and hello to everyone joining us today on K-Culture Dive. I'm Bella, back again to co-host and fill you guys in with some exciting K-entertainment news.
All right, let's kick off with K-Enter News, and let's start with a K-movie that seems to be meeting expectations as it's currently been doing amazing at the domestic box office.
That is correct, Soa. Korean historical film The King's Warden, or 왕과 사는 남자 in Korean, has surpassed 1 million viewers in just 5 days since its release, showing a strong box office debut. According to the Korean Film Council, the movie has remained at #1 at the box office for 5 consecutive days since its release on February 4th. The film attracted approximately 760,000 viewers during its opening weekend alone, quickly pushing the total admissions past the 1 million mark. The King's Warden tells the story of an exiled young king and the villagers he lives among, delivering emotional depth and resonance. It's directed by Jang Hwang-jun and stars actors Yoo Hae-jin, Park Ji-hoon, Yoo Ji-tae, and Jeon Mi-do. The film also has been praised for its powerful performances, visually rich cinematic graphics, and engaging narrative structure. And with such a positive response, it could maintain its top position during the Lunar New Year holiday as well. We'll see.
We'll see, because also Human is coming up. The release is tomorrow, so we'll have to see how the competition goes there at the domestic box office.
Yes.
And Bella, you recently reported on G-Dragon's fan meeting,
right,
and now you're going to tell us how it went.
Well, G-Dragon held his first ever solo fan meeting, marking a historic moment nearly 20 years after his debut. Despite his long career, G-Dragon had actually never hosted a personal fan meeting before, as he was kept busy with Big Bang Group activities, military service, and also tour concerts. The fan meeting took place this past weekend at the K-Expo Dome in Seoul, drawing around 40,000 fans over 3 days. G-Dragon described the event as a family-like gathering, emphasizing his desire for genuine and personal connection with his fans. It was fully packed with live performances of both hit songs and new tracks, interactive games, and special guest appearances, creating a warm and memorable atmosphere. The fans praised the fan meeting as a meaningful quality time that incorporated sincere communication with G-Dragon. And with such a successful fan meeting, he definitely raised expectations of Big Bang's upcoming 20th anniversary comeback.
He probably did. And speaking of fan meetings, another K-pop artist, or rather a group, is preparing one for their fans?
That's correct. Stray Kids have announced their plans to hold a special meeting with their fans. The group will hold their 6th official fan meeting titled Stay in Our Little House in the upcoming months at Inspire Arena in Incheon. The event will take place over 4 days on March 28th and 29th, and also on April 4th and 5th. And what's also notable is that it will be broadcast live on Beyond Live for fans who are unable to attend in person. Stray Kids designed this fan meeting as an intimate gathering with their official fan club Stay, offering a chance to see the members' relaxed and honest sides, something different from their powerful stage performances. And in line with the title of the fan meeting, Our Little House, various interactive segments and special events are expected to bring the members one step closer to their fans. The event is Stray Kids' first domestic fan meeting in about a year, following their fan meeting at the same venue last February. And after a year of global tours and successful album releases, fans are extra eager to meet with the members. The ticket details will be announced later through the group's official channels.
I guess fan meetings really give more of that intimate vibe to both the fans as well as the stars themselves.
Definitely.
Well, thank you very much, Bella, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
And now, time to go over to our AI anchor Arirang for more on the culture front. Arirang.
Thanks, Swa. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. A A commemorative plaque has been installed at the consular building of the Korean Embassy in Washington, D.C., marking the site of Korea's first ever diplomatic mission. The building served as the Korean Embassy to the United States when it was established in 1949, becoming the country's first overseas mission. It helped lay the foundations of Korea's diplomacy, including efforts to gain international recognition and join major international organizations. The site also played an important role in diplomatic outreach during the Korean War. At the unveiling ceremony, Ambassador to the U.S. Kang Kyung-hwa said the building stands as the starting point of Korea's diplomacy and a place that reflects the dedication and sacrifice of generations of diplomats. The Seoul city government will significantly expand exhibitions, performances, and tour programs this year in the popular Bukchon and Seocheon areas. The neighborhoods, known for the rich cultural atmosphere of traditional Korean houses and old alleyways, attracted about 540,000 visitors last year. Major events include Seoul Hanok Bamasit in late May, which opens public Hanok houses at night, and Seoul Hanok Week in October, offering immersive programs in partnership with K-Living platforms. Cooking classes and traditional games will be offered during major holidays, including the upcoming Lunar New Year, while a range of classical and traditional music performances will be staged in spring and autumn. The National Museum of Korea will offer free admission to its special exhibition dedicated to naval hero, Admiral Lee Sun-shin, during the Lunar New Year holiday period. It will be free of charge on February 15th, 16th, and 18th. The exhibition, which opened late last year, explores Admiral Lee's life from multiple perspectives, going beyond his image as a war hero to highlight his personal side. About 370 artifacts are on display, including the Nanjung-ilgi, his handwritten war diary from the Imjin War fought against Japan's invasion. As of last week, about 173,000 people had visited the exhibition. The museum will be closed on Lunar New Year's Day, February 17th. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
A nearly 1,000-year-old Korean poetic tradition took center stage on a global digital platform. World Sijo Poetry Day, established to honor the legacy of the Goryeo-era master Woo Tak, celebrated its second anniversary with AI-generated melodies to recitations in over 10 different languages. Our Jung Ye-rim reports.
The Sejong Cultural Society successfully hosted the second annual World Sijo Poetry Day celebration on February 7th. Broadcast live via YouTube and Facebook, the event showcased Sijo not just as a Korean relic, but as a living, breathing international art form. The event brought together poets and artists from across continents, highlighting the globalization of Sijo. For the opening, Sijo from two Korean masters, Hwangjini Im Jung-hwan and Sijo Chang poetry accompanied by bamboo flute and drum by Yang Sa-eun were performed. The following program featured Sijo written and recited in an array of native tongues. Beyond Korean and English, poets shared works in Hindi, Russian, Vietnamese, German, Isikosa, Portuguese, French, Lingala, and Spanish. These poets did more than translate. They adapted the three-line, 45-syllable spirit of Sijo into the unique rhythms of their own languages. One of the highlights of the events was interviews with 95-year-old Allegra Silberstein and 91-year-old Marilyn D'Augustin, both of whom discovered a passion for Sijo late in life, proving that artistic growth has no expiration date.
And what's also fascinating about that is that, when you have to think about syllables, carving your language in a certain way, that's very beautiful.
This year's celebration also looked firmly toward the future. AI-generated Sijo songs, Still American and Letter Never Sent, introduced new musical interpretations. Students from Chicago's Taft High School also presented visual artwork, which offered fresh perspectives inspired by the poetry. With its 2026 celebration now concluded, organizers say the event reaffirmed that this form of poetry is not only surviving but continuing to adapt and inspire on the global stage. 정혜림, Arirang News.
Time now to dive into the world of K-sports. And for that, we've got our sportscaster, Jason Lee, in the studio. Welcome back, Jason.
Hi,
Hello.
Jason.
All right, so today we're obviously going to talk about the Winter Olympics.
How can we not?
And of course, because we're going to talk about the first couple of medals
Yes.
for Team Korea. But what other stories will we be talking about today?
Yeah, well, not only will I talk about Korea's first two medals, I'll also preview when you can watch some of the upcoming events, including some of Korea's stars as well. Also, Lee Gang-in and Oh Hyung-kyu both scored goals in Europe this week. And in golf, can you believe it? Another top finish for Kim Si-woo on the PGA Tour. I'll let you know how he did in Phoenix. And what does K-pop have to do with the Super Bowl? Well, so far, nothing. But I think I'm going to introduce a commentary that it should be included very, very soon.
Oh, can't wait. But first, let's start with the Olympics. So Korea is on the board in the medal standing. So let's start with the very first medal.
Yeah, and speaking of on the board, the very first medal actually came in snowboarding. The name to know is Kim Sang-gyum in the men's parallel giant slalom. Now, this is where racers go head-to-head with another opponent, with the winner advancing to the next round. And to be totally honest, Kim Sang-gyum got quite lucky in this event. He had just the 8th best time in the qualifiers among the 16 finalists, and his opponent in the first head-to-head race fell, allowing him to advance quite easily. And then in the quarterfinals, his opponent, who was, by the way, the local favorite, Roland Fischneller of Italy, he also slipped in their head-to-head race. And Fischneller was the top racer on the World Cup season. Entering this games, he was the favorite to win the gold medal, but he lost. And then in the semifinals, Kim Sang-gyum had to come from behind to beat Bulgaria's Tervel Zamfarov to vault him into the finals. Unfortunately, he lost in his bid for the gold medal by finishing 0.19 seconds behind Austria's Benjamin Karl. That was definitely an unexpected medal, I think safe to say, for Kim. And he himself actually showed his humility by mentioning quite often his good fortune in the post-race interviews. So he obviously is thrilled to come back with a silver medal, but at the same time, he understands and was very humble about the fact that he was fortunate to win that medal.
And we've got another piece of news in snowboarding, right?
That's right. That was not the only medal Korea has won. Korea also won the bronze in the big air competition of snowboarding thanks to teenager Yoo Seung-un. Yoo's total score of 171 was just 1.25 points behind second place and 8 points away from taking the gold, while being 11.5 points clear of fourth place. So kind of, the top three medal winners were deserving. She landed a pair of 1440s. That's like, think of it like a 360, multiply that by 4, so it's like a quad. She did 2 of those spins. She actually had the lead going into the third and final jump, but unfortunately she got passed and had to settle for the bronze medal. But a little bit unexpected. She was obviously thrilled to be on the podium as just a teenager, her first Olympic experience, and what a night it was for her.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you telling us that snowboarding is a category to look out for Team Korea, but those are some names that some might have not expected before.
Absolutely. Definitely not experienced in terms of they're the favorites to win, but sometimes in sports, that's why you play the games, because you never know what's going to happen.
That's why it's fun.
Yeah.
That's why both of them were very satisfied and very happy with silver and bronze. Now, when can we expect some more medals from Korea and perhaps the first gold for Korea?
That's right. Korea's still looking for a gold medal. Perhaps it could come as early as tonight. Medals will be available tonight in short track speed skating, of course, Korea's most successful sport. The mixed relay finals will begin just after 9 p.m. Korean time. And then the next medals in short track won't be until Friday early morning, with the women's 500-meter race as well as the men's 1,000-meter race at around 5:30 a.m. Also, figure skating. Cha Jun-hwan, he starts his short program in about 12 hours from now. That's at 2:30 a.m. Wednesday morning. And the free skate will go at 3 a.m. early Saturday morning. So we should get to see the results and the medal winners at around maybe 6 a.m. Korean time on Saturday. The event that I've been looking forward to, I've been telling everyone, that's going to happen early morning Friday, when snowboarder Chae Ga-eun goes up against Chloe Kim in the half pipe. The first runs start at 3:30 a.m. Medals should be decided maybe around 5 a.m. And I keep saying I can't wait. This is going to be so exciting.
And I've seen in a recent interview by her saying that, she's no longer my role model. Now she's my rival. So definitely looking for that match.
She was saying that about Kim, you mean?
About Chloe Kim.
Yes,
because Chloe Kim's the 2-time defending champ. She's looking for a third championship, but in the way, Chae Ga-eun say not so fast.
I know. So that's going to be South Korea versus U.S., but 2 contenders of Korean descent.
Yes.
And one born 2008, I think, Chae Ga-eun, and one born 2000. That's going to be really a big game to watch for. But now, from snow and ice, now let's go over to the soccer field in Europe, because you mentioned, Jason, we've got a pair of goals for Korean players there.
That's right. And Lee Gang-in in particular, just his second appearance of the season. I mentioned last week he made his debut. He entered this game again as a sub, this time in the 67th minute. And then just 6 minutes later, he scored on a shot from inside the box with his left foot. It was a nice shot that went through 2 defenders as well as the keeper. Probably should have had an assist in this game as well, as he put a nice free kick into the danger area. And the ball was kind of mishit in the 6-yard box as it hit the crossbar and out. PSG goes on to win the game 5-0 over Marseille, though. Also, Hyun-gyu over in the Turkish Super League. He scored what I think could end up being the best Korean goal of the year. It might stand up. We got a lot of year to go through, but he went upside down for a bicycle kick and scored bar down. He also drew a penalty shot, and then that was converted by a teammate. So he was in on both of the goals as Besiktas played to a 2-2 draw. Fantastic goal that he scored. It's great to see Koreans playing with confidence in Europe, especially in a World Cup year. So we'll see how these guys do.
Let's see how long that is going to hold up to, because I remember you mentioning another goal before was the best goal you saw this year.
In the under 23
Right.
tournament. Yeah,
Right.
I thought one of the Korean goals was one of the best. But no, this one tops that one.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, this is amazing. It was like his, back to the net, feet
Like
overhead, upside down.
bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think in Korea they call it an overhead kick. But yeah, we call it like an upside down bicycle kick.
Right.
It was fantastic.
We'll keep
Indeed.
an eye how long he can hold the record.
Yeah.
And now shifting to golf, it seems like we're talking about him every week, but Kim Si-hoo once again topping at PGA. So do we have some good news related to maybe his win?
Well, I can tell you that he did not win, but can you believe he pulled off another top finish, tying for third place at the Phoenix Open. Kim Si-hoo had the low round of the tournament with a 9 under 62 in round 2, but he settled for a 15 under total, which was just one stroke behind Chris Gotterup and Hideki Matsuyama. Gotterup won the event in a playoff on the third extra hole. Kim Si-hoo now finishes 11th, and then it was 6th, and then 2nd, and then now 3rd so far this year on the tour. So all I can keep saying is that he's due to win. He's due to win. Maybe next week. He's due to win. He keeps finishing so well. I mean, we're going to think that golfers just always do this, but it's not the case.
I know.
To finish this well in 4 straight tournaments, it's unheard of. So he is truly due to win.
Let's see next week. And now, Jason, at the beginning, you mentioned that K-pop could have something to do with the Super Bowl. What is that all about?
Okay, so I'm saying that K-pop definitely should have something to do with the Super Bowl. Of course, the Grammys was just on recently. We've seen all the success of K-pop Demon Hunters and Rosé with APT. And, as you know, the Seattle Seahawks just beat the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60 yesterday. And, I was watching the halftime show with Puerto Rico's Bad Bunny headlining the show, and I noticed almost the entire show was in Spanish. Of course, Bad Bunny won a Grammy last week for Album of the Year, and he's from Puerto Rico. And it got me thinking, it only makes sense that BTS be the halftime show for Super Bowl 61 next year. Because, that game is going to be played in Los Angeles, where, of course, K-pop is obviously very big. And I think this would be a win-win for both BTS as well as the NFL, because their fan bases, they don't really overlap a lot. They're quite different. So it'll give BTS more of the American mainstream audience, while the NFL could really advertise to BTS's army and their global audience. The NFL often plays games in Europe. I think they're scheduled to play 9 games in Europe next year. Obviously, they've got North America covered, but they really don't have a presence in Asia. Hello, BTS, Asian presence. I think these two teams need to work together. The only problem at the time being is that BTS, I noticed, will be playing in Melbourne the day before the Super Bowl next year, February the 14th. So there could be some rescheduling needed, but I think this just makes too much sense for both sides not to get involved with doing something like this. I mean, probably the biggest musical performance of the year, I would say, is the Super Bowl. You get so much more exposure. It's the most watched television event in North America. So for BTS, it just makes sense that, they're already this big, but to go after the mainstream U.S. audience, it makes sense for them, and obviously for the NFL to get a big-time show advertised to the Asian audience that they like to have a bigger presence. Why not?
Why not? Yes.
And I mean, it makes even more sense because if I'm correct, back in 2024, when Usher was performing at the event, Jungkook also got the offer, but he declined. And why that? Because of military service. And now BTS is back. They're getting ready for their comeback in March. So there is maybe a big chance. And he also mentioned the Grammys.
Yes.
Maybe we'll have a Grammy or two for BTS, and then it makes even more sense.
Yeah. I think, if BTS were to, certainly get nominations and perhaps win a Grammy next year leading up to the Super Bowl, then,
Perfect.
How can you not script this any better than that for both sides? So obviously BTS is due to bring out their new album very, very soon, and then they're going on the World Arirang tour, right? So once they do this, with all the hype around that, I can't see how the NFL could ignore the possibility and the advantage of trying to take advantage of the hype going forward.
Wow, and I just noticed you're wearing BTS color today. Represent!
But every week. every week. But yeah, I think it's wonderful that on K-Culture Dive, we get to integrate sports and K-pop, all the K-cultural elements together. And thank you very much, Jason, for all those updates. You must be very busy, especially because of the time difference in Italy.
1:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, watching the Olympic sports. But, I wouldn't have it any other way.
So we're looking forward to next week as well. And yeah, have a great rest of the week.
Thank you, Jason.
And thank you, Bella, as always. We're going to see you back here in a few days, right?
Yes, I'll see you back very soon.
And thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.